Welcome student in today's online section of subject Mechatronics. Today we are going to discuss the concept of chapter number 3, which is block diagram reduction. And we are going to find the transfer function by using this block diagram reduction. Okay, so here we are. Before starting this, we need to study the rules of this block diagram reduction. These are the rules for block diagram reduction. We are going to reduce this block to obtain the transfer function of the system. So here rule number 1. So first rule is about the summation or summing point. So when we are having a summing point like this, plus, this is minus, and this is third, which is plus. This is output, and these are the inputs which are coming toward the summing point. Let this will be the 1. This will be x2. This input is x3. So at that time, the output y is equals to this x1 is going to minus. So this is minus x1. x2 is plus, so it is plus x2. This x3 is plus, so it is plus x3. Okay. So whatever the sign they are having on the summing point, sometimes this summing point can be represented like this. So rule number the association and community. So in this, wherever the input is like this, and we are having the function g1 and g2, which are connected in series, providing the output. So at that time, we can reduce these two functions like a single one by using this association and commutative law like this. G1 into G2. This is input X and this is the input Y. Then rule number 3. Rule 3 is of feedback loop. So here commutative association for series. Now we are going to see rule number 3 for blocks in parallel. For this block in parallel, if two blocks are connected such a way that they are in parallel, this G1 is G2, this is the input. So here we can reduce these two blocks in series by simply adding this. This is input X and this is input Y. Here why we are saying that these two blocks are in parallel because of the direction of this arrow. Why we are not saying it that it is a feedback loop? Because feedback loop having the direction reverse. And if the direction is on forward side, then these two blocks are in parallel. And if this direction is in reverse, then we say it as a feedback. Then rule number 4. Rule number 4 is for positive feedback. So positive feedback means Here it is having a block G1, first function G1, and here it is having a feedback. Feedback loop having function H. Now we again consider this feedback loop as G. Sometimes numericals, the feedback loop is denoted by H, but here for practice we are going to. Why we are calling it as a feedback loop? Because it is having a reverse direction. This is input X and this is the output Y. Why we are calling it as a positive feedback loop? Because of having this sign plus here. Sometimes this normal plus is shown there, or sometimes we are having this summing point here. And by watching this sign positive, we call it as a positive feedback loop. And how we are going to reduce it? By using this formula G1 upward. As plus is present here, minus is comes inside the denominator. G1 upon G1 into G1 upon 1 minus G1 into G2. This is the simple reduction of this positive feedback. Then what will be the reduction for this negative feedback loop? Summing point, and the feedback is coming here as a negative. So for this negative feedback loop, only the sign in the denominator got changed. This will be the feedback summing. We reduce these two blocks. Having the negative feedback loop can be like this. Only opposite sign is comes in the denominator. Okay. Now we are going to rule number 6. Moving peak of point. So here we are having a block G. This is Y, this is input X, and we are having this pick off point here. Now we move to the pick off point beyond block. Means after this block we need to move this pick off point. So for this, how it will be reduced? It will be reduced like this. This is X, this is G. Now we are going to shift this pick off point to beyond block. So if we shift this beyond block, then we need to add a function 1 upon G to this 1 upon G to this pick off line. Okay. Similarly, moving pick off point ahead of block. Suppose we are having this pick off point, example number 7. Suppose we are having a pick off point here and we need to move it in forward direction. So how we are going to achieve this? We are going to achieve this by adding this function G. Look student, normally what is happening here, this input is moving by this G and along with this function G is going to transfer here. But if we move this pick off point ahead, then this G will not become, this input come to this point and then it moves in its line. So to make this effect of this G, as this G is got eliminated here, so we need to add this G in this line, pick off line here. Okay. Rule number 8. Moving summing behind block. Moving summing point behind block. Suppose here we are having a summing point. X is positive 1. This is y which is negative 1, and here we are at this block G, and we need to move this summing point behind the block. For this, as we want to move this summing point in this block G, and if you can see here, this input is coming from this line and this line. They are going to add this function G. But if you want to move this summing point behind this block, then we need to add this G in each of this line of the input line of this summing block here. This one for x1 and this one is for x dot. Now we need to move this summing point. This is the summing point here. This is positive and this is the out. Okay, in this way we can move this summing point behind the block. Now moving this summing point, rule number 9. Rule number 9 is moving summing point ahead of block. So we are having a transfer function G. This is our summing point. Now we need to want to move this summing point before this block. So how it will be achieved? It will be achieved by like this. Okay, so these are the simple diagrams of this block diagram reduction method to find out the transfer function. Okay, so now we are going to move to take some numericals. So focus on these numericals. Numerical number, first numerical, and we take it as simple. Determine overall transfer function using block reduction technique. Inside this numerical, block reduction technique is mentioned. That's why we need to use this block reduction technique to obtain the transfer function. So here is the numerical. Now you can simply understood by watching this return arrow here. You can say that this h of s is the feedback loop of this transfer function g of s. So here we need to only reduce these two blocks. So this is the negative feedback loop, and by using this rule we can reduce it as negative means g of s. Negative here, so 1 plus g of s into h of s. You can see your rule number 3 here. This is input r of s. This is output c of s, and this is the answer. First numerical quite simple. Now we are going to take second numerical. Numerical number, determine the transfer function using block diagram reduction method. Here is the block diagram. This is input x of s. Summing point input plus this is output y of s. Okay, we are adding output back to this feedback is the. So here we are going to solve it by block reduction technique. So here you can see it is having a feedback loop. By watching this arrow here, it is negative feedback loop. So initially we are going to reduce this one block. So this G1 and G2 it can be reduced as G1 upon 1 plus G1 into G2. And it is again having in the parallel this KC and G3. So this three blocks KC, G1 upon 1 plus G1 into G2 and this G3, they all three comes in the series. So we can simply multiply them. So G1 into G3 into K of C. Now we are having only this blocking remainder. Now only this negative feedback loop is present here. Now we want to reduce this. And how you are going to reduce this negative feedback loop is I have already taught you. This is negative feedback loop. So it can be solved as here I am going to make some problem. This G1 G3 KC G1 G3 KC upon 1 plus G1 G2 upon. While reducing these two blocks, we have to add 1 plus G1 G3 KC upon 1 plus G1 G2 into Okay. So how we can solve this by simply cross multiplying here. Here it will be produced as 1 plus G1 G2 upon this sum can be done like this. Then 1 plus G1 G2 and this 1 plus G1 G2 get cancel. What will we have? This G1 G3 Kc upon 1 plus G1 G2 plus G1 G3 Kc into H. So this is the answer of this equation. This is the wrong pattern. What? How I will get this term? G1 G3 Kc upon 1 plus G1 plus G1 G2 plus G1 G3 Kc into H by doing this calculation. Here simply I take this numerator and add 1 plus to this numerator. After solving this, I will get this. Okay. So now we are going to take numerical number 3. Okay, so I will teach you numerical number 3 in the next session. Thank you.